our white chocolate / dark chocolate strawberry truffles, our base is going to use these freeze-dried strawberries. And this is Simple Truth, which is Kroger's brand. There's no sugar added. It is just the fruit, and that's it in this whole container. So just freeze-dried strawberries. Now, I like strawberries, but you could do any freeze-dried fruit you want. So substitute in blueberries, raspberries. As long as it's freeze-dried, you're good. And then what we'll do, this is a 1 ounce bag, and I'm going to take 3/4 of it, and I'm going to basically make it into a powder. So here's my little bullet. I'm going to add that in there and pulverize it. In the meantime, I'm going to get my Lily's white chips, and I am going to add 4 ounces of heavy cream, or 1/2 cup of the heavy cream, 6 ounces of white chocolate Lily's, and 1 tablespoon of butter. Now, very similar to how I make my fudge, I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'll do 1 minute, stir it really well, and then I'll do 30 seconds until it's completely liquid, and then I'll add in the powdered strawberries. There it is, all melted. Here's my pulverized freeze-dried strawberries. I'm just gonna empty that in there. And you'll see there's still a lot in here, so I go back in, I get my brush and get all of this out of here. And then what we do is start mixing it all together. And it might not be cohesive when it's not going to turn colors. It'll kind of look like there's specks in there. But that's fine. Just mixing it up for a few minutes until it's all kind of like a pink color. And this is how it looks after I brushed a lot of it out, y'all. See, I got most of it out of there. And that's what I mean. It kind of looks like specks in there. The powder doesn't blend really well. It's probably because of lack of sugar. But I'm going to tell you, it still turns out fabulous and tastes wonderful. So I'm going to pour this into a container. I'm using, because I've made this several times, so I'm just using the same container I've used for the last batch. And I like something that's kind of wide opening so that I could scoop in here later. So I'm just going to pour that in, put it in the refrigerator at least 2 to 3 hours, so that it gets hard enough where then you can roll it into balls. After 2 hours, that allows this to set up. What you're going to need is some kind of scoop or a spoon, so we could just kind of somewhat get started on balls. And then either some type of cooking sheet or container. I chose a container here. Line it with parchment paper, and we're going to start rolling these balls. Now comes the fun part. Not the best part, because that's when you eat them. But the fun part, we're going to make our coating. Now, I love dark chocolate, especially when we use the white chocolate to begin with. Because to me, white chocolate is super sweet and dark chocolate is more on the bitter side. So I feel like it's a nice balance. And then, now I'm going to do about 1/2 cup there. Now I'm only gonna do half the recipe, y'all. The other half I'm doing on a Friday night feast, and so that's why. Otherwise, I would do a full cup worth. Now you could do this one of two methods. I'm lazy, so I'm gonna do it in the microwave. I do it at 30 seconds and then I stir it really well and just slowly do it in 30-second increments until it's really melted, or you could do the double broiler. And here we go. I've got that chocolate. It ended up being 1 minute and 15 seconds. After a minute, it was really close. There was just a couple little chips still there, so I wanted to go at half and just do 15 more seconds. So there's that. And then on the side here, some of those freeze-dried berries. Now I got a multi-package. Then I saved some of that, and we're going to use that for topping. So let me show you how you do this. I like to use the 2 forks, and I just, oops. Look, I say, you just do this. Okay, look. I'm going to drop that in the chocolate there, and I'm going to roll it in there. And you want to keep that parchment paper, because that is where we're going to put this. There we go. And then the forks just kind of allow some of that chocolate to drip off. And then we'll put that right there. And then immediately what you want to do is take, like on this one, I'm going to do a little blueberry on top. And then I'll just continue on, do the other 8 until I'm done. We started with this, and here we are. So that made 8. That was enough chocolate for 8 truffles. See, some of them, when I topped them, I was a little haphazard there. So these, I started with the little bigger pieces on top. So it kind of just tells, you know, hey, this is what's in this truffle, except for the blueberry, obviously. And I think it just adds a little more like kind of fresh flavor. You know, you get that little fruit there, and it makes it look pretty. So the chocolate hardens up actually pretty fast. So that's why as soon as you take it and put it on the parchment, you want to top it with whatever little tops you want. Now you get as creative as you want with this. You know, I'm just using the freeze-dried, but you can use whatever you want, even like something fresh if you plan to eat these really quickly. It's all up to you. I mean, you don't have to do that. I just think they look pretty that way. So these, oh, I cannot wait to try these tonight on the Friday night feast. So go and watch that if you haven't, y'all. But yeah, and on the Friday night feast, I'm going to show making this again, putting those away, and then dipping these 8 and making more of these, and then tasting them. So even though they do harden quickly, I'm going to put them in the fridge for at least an hour to fully solidify. And then this would be really cute to package up. Like if you have coworkers or a relative or anyone, here is a great healthy keto option. Cute little box, put a couple, like 2 or 3 in there, and bring them a nice, lovely treat. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. And as always, hit the subscribe button if you are not already. And stay tuned for our wonderful channel members. Thank you all so much. Bye.